Welcome to Contractor Cuts, where we cover the good, the bad, and the ugly of growing a successful contracting company.
Welcome back to Contractor Cuts. My name is Clark Turner.
I'm Jared Flo.
Thank you guys for joining us. So today we are talking and really exposing ourselves to talk about what has and hasn't worked with companies that we've seen. We've coached a good number of companies. We've been doing this for a number of years now, and total all cards on the table.
Transparency.
There have been two companies that have started with Alliance that are not a part of Alliance anymore. That didn't work.
Didn't work out for them.
And everyone else that's joined us is still here. And I think that goes to say it works, but why didn't it work? What are the reasons that companies get a guide and blueprint to success, but then don't succeed? Right. And I think one misnomer about ProServe Alliance is we are not a fix-all,
a quick fix.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to hire them so then I get the growth and I'm going to keep going. We are not less work. Mm-hmm. This is terrible advertising. If you join ProServe Alliance, it's going to require more work out of you. Yep. And it doesn't mean you're going to make more money today or tomorrow, but we're setting up your company to make long-term money, and hopefully you'll be making a lot more money in 4 to 5 months. But that, if we wanted to blow smoke, we'd say, join us. It'll be super easy.
You'll double your money in a year.
And that's not the case. That is not reality, and we'd be lying to promise people that. But we do have a path to success and a proven model that we implement with you to walk you through step by step to get down that path to success.
Our ultimate goal, while we want you to be successful this year, we want you to be able to make more money and all of those things. Our ultimate goal is the end game. We want you as a contractor to have the ability to retire and still have money coming in. That's the goal.
Solid base, a solid company that cannot be disturbed by ups and downs in the market, by other, we want it to be a secure company that you can step out of, pass on to somebody, or sell. Right. Those are your 3 exits. And our goal from day one is focusing on those exits. With that being said, let's dissect why our system or anybody's system doesn't work. Why a company doesn't grow, why you can't get to that end goal. There's only a few reasons, right? And so we're going to dive into that today, starting with talking through, I think, a really good metaphor for our system and what we teach. And here's the thing: we don't know magic. We don't have some.
You don't.
Well, I don't know magic. You are a very good sleight of hand. But we don't have some magic formula for people. ProServe Alliance is not like, if you don't go with us, you'll never be successful. No, you're going to be successful. You'd be successful on your own if you're a person that's going to figure it out. And most people coming into Alliance have very, very great brains and abilities and
know how to make money.
Know how to make money. Why they join us is the fast forward button to learn from our 16 years of mistakes. So instead of you taking 10 years to get successful, maybe you do it in 2 to 3. Right? And so we say, is the value of getting successful 7 years earlier worth our help?
Right.
And if so, come on in. We will show you. We will help you make less bad decisions and show you, we didn't do that because. We're setting up this way because. So you don't do it this way because. So being successful is not based on joining us. We would be liars saying you're not going to be successful if you don't join Alliance. That is a falsity. But what we do and what we liken it to is working out at the gym.
Going to the gym, trying to cut some weight, get into shape, maybe get a 6-pack going, get healthier, whatever it is.
So the biggest reason people don't get successful in their company is because they are not willing to bet on themselves and do the time and effort to set processes and things in place to be successful, right? The willpower, the self-control aren't there. You can't If you can say by this week I need to get this done, and you never get it done, you're not going to be successful.
Right.
It's a very difficult thing to do, but it can also be overcome. If that's not your personality, no problem. Do it. Just do it. Just do it. Right. And so
what we are not is a fat burning pill or liposuction or a quick path to getting abs. It is a strategic way of doing the right things to make steady progress in the growth of your strength, your losing weight, whatever. Putting in, you still have to put in the work to be able to get healthier in the gym, and the same thing to create a healthy company that is going to grow to a place where it is a retirement plan. It's something you can step out of, and it is functioning and going. It doesn't happen because you come in, you sign up with us, and it's going to be this thing. You have to put in the work. We just happen to be experienced trainers that can point you in the right direction of the right workouts to do for your company, for your, whatever, right?
We've eaten every food and figured out the best eating plan for you. So you can figure it out. We've lifted every weight and figured out exactly what weights to lift, how to lift them, when to lift them, how to do it. And you've been in the gym for 10 years trying to do it, and you're lifting that weight wrong, right? Or you're trying to figure it out on your own, and that's great.
And for people that are familiar with the gym, you go in, you put in 2, 3, 4 months, and all of a sudden you hit this plateau. Like, what do I do? I'm doing the same thing, and it's not working. And okay, now that you're at this spot, you need to change, and you need to start doing it this way, and you're going to start continuing to create loss of weight or growth of your company, right?
And the difference where this metaphor falls apart is that you have to lift weights and eat healthy for the rest of your life to stay healthy.
You have to change your lifestyle for the rest of your life to be in that healthy space.
The cool part about what we do is if you lift weights perfectly and abide by the way that we're showing you.
Put the work in.
Put all of the work in on that. You're eating healthy. In 4 to 5 years, you can hire someone to replace you, and they're now going to lift weights and eat the healthy food, and you're going to stay healthy. You go do whatever you want. Go eat bonbons and never work out again, and you're still staying in shape.
Well,
right?
That sounds good.
That's where we're going. That's what the retirement plan is. And so that's where it's different, because that's not reality in weightlifting or in health.
Right.
But in business and what we're setting up, that is where we take you, is do the hard work today so you can rest tomorrow.
Right.
Put the effort in today so you can one day put less effort in and spend time with your family, with your kids, with your grandkids, with your spouse, travel, whatever it is, or double down and more work tomorrow and double the triple and quadruple the size of your company. Go to different states, start a franchise, do whatever you want to do with it. But we're setting you up to have that freedom. And so the hard part, though, of why growth doesn't happen for companies is because, first off, contractors, most people in the construction industry think growth is adding more jobs.
Revenue.
My revenue went from $1 million last year to $3 million this year.
Man,
we are growing.
I'm killing it.
And you probably work 3 times as hard to get there, right?
You hadn't seen your family at night because you're working even harder.
Yep. And so you've maxed out at about $3 million. You're like, I don't know how I'm going to get to $5 or $6 million, but I'm killing it now. And we took a really good vacation. You all should see my truck I've just bought.
And it all revolves around you.
Yes.
And if you slow down your efforts, putting in the work, and you slow down your efforts, the revenue goes down. And the goal is, just like going to the gym. When you first, I haven't been to the gym in forever, right? You first start going back into the gym, God, it is a lot of work. It is hard to do push-ups. It is hard to get on the treadmill. Like it takes a lot of willpower to just push myself to do it. But I do it more and more and more and more. And the more I do it, the more I put in that work and time,
it becomes second nature.
It becomes second nature.
I need to go and do it.
You need to do it, and the pressure of the difficulty of it starts getting less and less and less, because it just becomes routine, and it becomes this thing, and all this, and that's the same way that this works. When you first come into Alliance, there's a lot of there's a lot of work to crap. I haven't done that. I mean, we've had guys that we've go through our growth path checklist, which is a 200 plus point list of things that you need to do to strategically grow your company. And we start going through that list of the things that need to happen to set yourself up for success. And guys go, God, they get overwhelmed. They're like, this is too much work. I can't put in that much work. It's so difficult. Yes, it is. There's a lot that has to happen. And we take those and we break them down into prioritized bite-sized pieces of you got to have these things in place.
Here are the 3 things you're working on for the next 2 weeks. Don't worry about anything else.
Just like going to the gym. You don't need to be rocking out deadlifts if you haven't been building up your core. Right? So you do. On the front end, it feels like an incredible amount of work. But once they get into place and you put these plans and you put these procedures into place, they're in. And once they're in, you've got a procedure, let's just say a hiring procedure of this is how I find, interview, and make a decision on making a hire. I put that into play. I've got it written out. Now, the work that I need to put in on that, sometimes I need to tweak it a little bit because it doesn't work perfectly. So now it's not creating the thing. I've already created it. I'm just tweaking it. So you put in the front end work of creating those processes, which is a lot of work and it's a lot of time. It's a lot of brain power. We help you with that brain power because we've got some guidance and some documents that kind of give you
a cheat code to get there quicker.
It's a cheat code, right? We put you in front of what you just trying to come up with it on your own. We've got some assistance on that stuff. But once you get those things as a base foundation, that work then turns into, okay, how do I tweak this to even be better for me, to work a little bit better? How do I look at my finances and dial those in better than I have before, right? And so the work is still there, but by nature of it, it's a little lighter lifting the longer you're in it, right?
It's like having one of our partners coming and saying, Clark, dude, we invoiced $400,000 this month for the first time. My response to that is, cool.
Right.
I don't care. Did you work on your processes?
No, I didn't have time because I did all that work.
Did you? So you hired someone to run those. How did you interview them? How did you bring them in? How did you do? Did they do that? Right. And it could be a buzzkill. I'll celebrate your wins. Great, awesome. We did $400,000. But I don't care. That doesn't matter. It's like going to a financial planner and be like, dude, I bought a Ferrari. And the financial planner is like, okay, how are you going to pay when you're for your retirement? You have $0 in your savings and $0 in your 401k, and you've got $0 set in this. But cool Ferrari, that's good. You had money to buy that Ferrari, right?
Well,
it's the same thing.
We want instant gratification.
Absolutely.
I want to go to the gym, and I want in a week's time of me working my butt off, I want to see some abs, baby.
And as long as you don't go to our website and watch these videos, then you would think that we have perfect abs, right? So let's just stick with that. We have great abs.
We put in a lot of work.
But you want to walk in and have that boom.
But it's instant gratification, and that is where the willpower comes in. It is the idea that I am investing in my future retirement. And so I have to put in the work right now. Just the same way as I view it. I mean, honestly, it's the way that I view it of me working to change the way that I'm eating and get into the gym. Sure, I'd like to look a little nicer in a shirt and whatever. But at the end of the day, I've got 2 boys, and I am investing in my future life with them. Right? That's the different view. So I am putting the willpower in now to make changes for the future that I want. Right? And it's the exact same thing. To grow a company, you got to put in an incredible amount of work to get it to a place where I'm spending this time doing stuff that I hate doing. I don't like writing documents. I don't like writing procedures. All of those things. I don't like doing those, but I'm going to do them because I'm investing that I want to retire by this point. And to do that, I need to do these things and have something that's set up that runs without me. That I'm creating a machine that sells my business. It doesn't sell me.
So
right?
Absolutely. Number one reason that guys don't get to the success spot that they want to be, the number one reason is self-control, willpower, ability to do what you say you're going to do and put in the hard work and not just throw your hands up at 2:30 in the afternoon because I started working at 4:30 this morning and I'm just done, so I'm not going to put in that extra work. That's number one. The other thing, the other side of that people are not going to be successful if they don't do, and it has nothing to do with hard work. Self-awareness.
Yeah.
If you can't be vulnerable with us,
be real
with
about
a
yourself,
coach, with yourself. If you can't be self assessing and say, okay, I am not good at this, so I know I've got to work twice as hard. I am not organized. Right before this podcast, I went upstairs to get some coffee, and Jared said, get me some trash bags and some paper towels, because his office is in the lower part of our facility here. And I was like, great, I will. I go up there, I got my coffee, I came right back down without those stuff. That's my brain. That's how I work. I know that about myself, right? Like, and instead of Jared getting mad at me, he's like, yeah, that's Clark, because it went in one ear out the other.
But in business, you know that about yourself, and you set up guide rails around yourself, knowing I just struggle at this.
Yes.
And you've got to, you know that there's an ability to get distracted by the things that you enjoy doing. So on your door, you have your nameplate, and you slide it sideways, and there's a big red dot behind it that is an indicator to everybody in the company that if you see that dot, don't open this door. It's not about you, it's about me. I need time to focus on this thing because I'm doing something that I'm not great at, but I'm going to focus on it, right? And that self-awareness is huge in business.
So we've talked with guys and like, so what are you bad at? Well, I'm really good at a lot of stuff. I know that, or you wouldn't be here right now. What are you bad at? Let's talk about that, because that's where we can help improve you and help give you some outside knowledge and an outside perspective. And honestly, that's like our higher end partnerships, like the executive partnership. We will sit down, interview, assess everyone in your company, and do that with them and figure all that stuff out. But for us, when we see failure as a company, or failure to launch as a company, or I've maxed out how much I can do and I can't get any bigger, what's going on, it's those two things. Not willing to put in the work, trying to find a shortcut, not wanting to do the hard work of building out your processes, but just trying to get a shortcut. Great, I'll use your processes, ProServe. I'll just take those and we'll implement those. No, you need to dive in. You need to break them down. You need to figure out how to implement them. You need to figure out, there's a lot of work doing it, but if it was easy, we'd all be successful. And so that's the front end. The second part of it is self-awareness. To be able to look at yourself and say, okay, I'm bad at this, and how am I going to fix that? Not, I'm just going to work harder and we'll ignore that stuff. And a lot of people that we have met with and talked with, and of the people that have not, this hasn't worked for them, are the guys that aren't willing to be vulnerable and be like, yeah, you know what, I am bad at that. If you don't know what you're bad at and you're not good at being self-aware, ask your spouse, ask your best friend.
No doubt.
If you've got a good relationship with either one of those people, ask a coworker. Ask the people who are working for you. They've got a full list, and because you're not self-aware, they're scared of you probably. Ask them. Give them that opportunity to help point it out. It takes some vulnerability and some self-awareness in terms of, I've got self-confidence that I'm okay even with these vulnerabilities to be able to say that. But if you don't have that ingredient in you, we need to replace you and bring someone else in to run your company because you can't do it. And so that's one of the, I would say those are our two biggest problems when we see a company and it's like, we can't help you. We can't help you if you're not going to put in the work. I can't help you if you're not going to identify your vulnerabilities. If you don't have that ability to do either one of those things, do not waste your money on us.
Well, and I would say this too, you talk about the willpower, right? And here's the reality. There's only a small percentage of people that they just have willpower like that. My dad is one, right? He was a guy
that energy out of doing more.
Right. Well, I mean, he went to the doctor. The doctor said, "Hey, you're really kind of in a bad health place, so you should probably start working on that." From that day forward, he worked out in the gym every day for five days a week, and has for 30 years. Right? Like he has that type of willpower just kind of built in with him. Reality is most people don't.
Absolutely.
They've got gumption, they got willingness to work hard, but they get distracted. They don't have anybody for accountability.
Doing it.
So what's great about the executive level of ProServe Alliance is that The coach is there to help be a guide of accountability and say, hey, bro, you said you were going to get this thing done. I'm not coming down on you. I'm not like, look, it's your company. I'm not coming down on you, but I want that long-term retirement for you. And I know you want it.
Yeah.
So let's double down this week. Let's get this thing done. And it's not this like you got to feel bad about it or whatever. It's just everybody needs somebody in their life to be like, hey, dude.
Yeah.
Like you said you were going to do this. Let's get it done, man.
And our checklist, the way that we coach and go through session by session, this week you're going to be doing the thing that you hate. Yeah. Get past this. Guess what we got to do next week? Next session we're going to be working on this stuff, which really is enjoyable for you.
It's in your wheelhouse. It's what you're great at.
You're so good at this. We're going to work on that.
Let's push through. Let's get this stuff knocked out, and then we can jump on that stuff.
And so it's a bite by bite, session by session walk through with your coach, and how to grow your company. Where I can set aside an hour. I can't commit to going to the gym 5 days a week for the next 30 years, but I can set aside an hour this Thursday to do this stuff that I'm bad at, and then next week when we meet, I'm going to do that stuff.
That's right.
So
that's right.
Those two things. Work on those things. Self-awareness is good. You need self-awareness to realize you're not self-aware.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
But between that, along with putting in the work, it's funny if you generalize generations. The younger generations have the work issue. The older generations have the self-awareness issue.
Right.
And it's like, okay, identify yourself. What are you bad at? Are you good at both those things? Great.
Yeah.
It's hard to be good at both those. It takes a lot of work to be good at both of those things. So identify those and work on those two things today. Self-awareness and putting in the work even when you don't want to.
And if those things you're willing to do and want some help in, that's something that we rock and roll with.
Absolutely.
That's what we love doing. We love coming in and somebody who wants more success. They don't want just a bottom line, more profit. They want to grow something into something they can be proud of. And they're willing to put in the work, and they just need some guidance. They would love to have a 5-7 year advance on making mistakes.
Yep.
Come on in. That's what we do. Check us out on ProServeAlliance.com.
Yep.
You can join up with one of our coaching programs. If you're just interested in, I just need some organization right now of being able to do estimates and checking in on my clients and work order systems. We got a software that'll work through all of that stuff. And when you're ready and you get that implemented, you're ready and you want some assistance and kind of guidance of how to build your abs a little bit better and whatever. Join up with the Alliance on different levels, whatever.
And we've even got a middle level, the Alliance partnership, which is I'm just coming to the end of the year retreat to plan out what next year is going to look like and reassess last year.
Not looking really for the month-to-month guidance stuff.
I'll use the software. I'm going to come to a couple events, and that's it. I don't need a coach. I don't need one-on-one stuff. That's fine. We got that level. So it's a build your own what you need for the level that you're at and how quickly and you want to grow and what you want to do and what you need support in. So it's pretty cool. Reach out to us. We love to talk to you about it. And
phone call, email, however you want, or you can go on the website and sign up for any one of these things.
Great. I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow.
All right.
Make sure I do.
All right.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.